Who or what is the bone spider? It was not born. It was assembled. No one knows which bodies the bones came from. No one knows who built it. We know only one thing. It still obeys whoever made it. The body is a column of human skulls, sewn to one another with enchanted tendons. 8 long legs, built from femurs and radii, bend with no muscle, no flesh, nothing that should make them move. And yet, they move. Where the eyes should be, there are only empty sockets. And I swear that inside them, there was a darkness that looked back. First, the sound. The bones do not clash. They do not crack. They slide over one another with a dry, continuous noise, as if something kept them polished from within. It is a sound that stays. Days later, I still heard it when I closed my eyes. It has no organs, no blood, and no natural venom. The venom was added later, by its makers, by its prey. A compound that matches no known toxin in any living creature. As if death itself had learned to distill something nature does not make. But it was the web that made me understand this was no animal. It is not made of silk. It is made of human hair. Hundreds of intertwined strands, fastened to walls, to trees, to the bones of its own victims. When I found one of these webs, there was something worse. The hair was still growing. The bone spider does not hunt to feed, it hunts to build. At the site I investigated, I found human remains bound to the web, but the bones were not being devoured. They were being separated, organized, prepared, like parts awaiting assembly. Then I understood what it was doing. Each body was not a meal. It was a deposit. It removed the bones it could use, discarded the ones it could not, and stored the rest. Not to eat, to replace. Like a craftsman gathering timber from old houses to raise another house. When it finds a living creature, it does not kill at once. First, it wraps the victim. Then it begins to take what it needs. The bones, the hair. And when it is finished, the victim is not merely prey. It is raw material. Primary prey. Humans and humanoids. What is left is not a corpse. It is a husk, skin and muscle, emptied of everything that kept them standing. Those who found the victim said the same thing, in the same words, in different places. It looked as though someone had folded a person and forgotten to unfold them. I could not stop thinking about what moves it. It has no hunger, no fear, nothing resembling instinct. It has orders, and orders imply a master. A master who gathered the bones of the dead, sewed the tendons, filled the sockets with darkness, and sent it out to collect more. Araneus ossificatus. I do not know who created the first one. I do not know how many exist. And most of all, I do not know who is still giving the orders. The archive classifies the bone spider as Threat Level 4. If you find a web that does not look like silk, do not touch it. If you hear the sound of bones sliding without cracking, do not wait to see what it is. And if you see, in the dark, an empty socket looking back, it is already too late. And if you want the full record of this creature, write Bone Spider in the comments. The archive answers those who ask.
The Impossible Archive is open. New episodes every week. Subscribe before the next entry disappears.